All right, what is up, fellow dropshippers? Hope everyone is doing well out there. Just kind of wanted to make a video today to kind of reflect on some thoughts I've been having, and mostly just to check in with you guys to see how all of you are doing in these crazy, unusual times that we're having. I kind of spent yesterday kind of thinking about how much everything has changed so quickly for all of us. You know, I think we've been seeing for a number of years now, if not longer, that there is a shift happening in the way that we as people kind of relate to each other and how we do business with each other. And I think the past few weeks, we've seen that accelerated, right? So what I've noticed is that obviously more and more commerce is being done online. We're seeing more and more people connecting online in this huge world that we're living in, shrinking in many ways. And we are just able to, the amount of information that we have access to, the number of products that we have access to compared to where we were decades ago, it's incredible to think about. And I think there has also been an unfortunate downside to that as well, where I think it also has been isolating for a lot of people. And I've noticed this for myself as well. Like, yes, having the world at my fingertips and my phone is in a way incredibly liberating, but it also means that I spend a lot of time on my phone, not connecting with people. And it just seems like everything is hyper accelerated, where, a number of years ago, maybe I would have been more content with a more simple life, but seeing what's possible out there, and I've just gotten to this hustle mentality where I just keep moving and moving and moving and trying to progress more and more and more. And I think what the past few weeks have shown me, and I think I really realized this weekend, is that has all been accelerated the past few weeks, where shopping now, for a lot of people, most people, has to be done online, where we have to connect with people online because we can't do that in person, where we have to look for online businesses, right? This is something that I've been preaching about on this channel for a while, is learning to make money online. And for some people, now it's not just a hobby or something they're thinking about doing or something they want to do. Now it's something they have to do. And this has all happened really fast. And I know for me, what I've noticed is that in this time, I feel like I want to connect more than I've ever have in a long time with the people that I maybe have taken for granted in the past. So like I'm talking to my parents pretty much daily now, talking to my brothers and sisters daily, trying to connect with my loved ones that I'm lucky enough to be with right now more. And it's just something I never did before. I think I kind of took all that for granted. So I really think there's a shift happening, not only for us in terms of the way business is conducted and the way that people are going to be shopping and the way we're going to be interacting with people on, interacting the physical way that we do that. Before it was, we would do it we do it in person, and then more things started to be done online. And I think people now are starting to realize that they miss that interaction more than they really thought they would. And whenever there's a shift like this that happens, there's always an opportunity for us if we're willing to adapt to those changes. And that's something that I saw years ago with online commerce. That's why I got into e-commerce and jumped on board there. And now, again, we're seeing that accelerated right now. And I think there's a lot of fear around that for people. People don't want to change. People say, can't we just go back to the way things were? Things were fine. They weren't great, but they were fine just a month ago. Can't we go back to that? And the truth is, we don't know if we're going to go back to the way things were just a month ago. We don't know what the world's going to be like in a month or 2 months. I hope, right? We all hope that things go back to relatively normalcy soon, but we really don't know. And I think it would be foolish not to think about what the world will look like if a shift happens. Because look, even if the world does go back to quote unquote normal soon, it's still in people's minds. People realize that, wow, look what just happened. Look how fragile everything is. Look how quickly all this kind of just unraveled, what does that mean for us in the future? How can we prevent that from happening in the future? You might see people saying, you know what, I'm not going to go into the stores as much. I'm not going to interact with people. I'm not going to go to these big events, right? So we all have to kind of move with that. Otherwise, we get kind of left behind. And that's kind of what I've been thinking about this weekend, how much everything has changed so fast in really a short period of time without really much preparation on our part, or ability to prepare for that. One thing I've been looking at is like stocks recently. There's a lot of people who say like, this is scary times, like the worst time to get invested in the stock market. And I'm, looking at this as the stocks are on sale. Like I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, but I'm looking, these stocks are now on sale. These are companies I've been looking to invest in, and now these stocks are really cheap, and I'm going to jump in and put my money into some of those. And, a lot of people would be fearful to get into the market right now. And I'm sort of looking at this, or trying to look at this as an opportunity. A lot of people would say that this is a really depressing time, a really time to kind of feel bad about life and about the world. And for me, I did feel that way a little bit. For those of you who don't know, I've been traveling the past few months around in my van. I'm in my van right now making this video, traveling around the country. We were having a great time. We went to Disney World, we went to New Orleans, we went to all these amazing places that we've never been to in Florida. We've been to beautiful places in Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. We found like natural hot springs. We were having the time of our life, and all of a sudden this happened, and I was really bummed out about it. I was like, I want to keep traveling. I want to see all these national parks that we've been visiting. But I said, you know what, this is a chance for us to connect with some family. We're basically like moved in with some family right now. We're doing that. And it's a chance for me to work on my business. And it's a chance for me to work on myself. I'm really using this time to kind of do some self-exploration, spiritually, I guess you could say. Just trying to understand my mindset more, my mindset around my life, my relationships, money, all of that. And I don't know if I would have had the time to do that if I was out having fun, exploring the world. So that's kind of the silver lining for me for this. I know I'm really lucky because I'm healthy and everyone else in my family is healthy as well. But I'm always trying to encourage people to look at the silver line, take advantage of every opportunity, even if it seems like a really bad one. So let me know if you're here, where in the world you are chiming in from. What the situation is like for you, and what you've been doing during this time period to kind of take advantage of it, so to speak. I know a lot of you aren't able to do that. Again, I feel really fortunate that myself and everyone that I'm really close to is healthy. But if you're in the same position, then let me know what you're doing to kind of move along with this shift that is happening, what you're doing to kind of take advantage of this time. I'll throw in some of these up on here. We have Lazy Abrams, seems to always be the number one or the first comment here. So I do appreciate you being here. What's up, Jameson and Jonathan? What's up, Arthur? Bobby, thanks for coming back again. For me, this is what I mean when I was saying that I really like to spend this time connecting with people that I care about. And again, of course, I'm calling my parents more often, my brothers, my sister, but I find myself doing these. I've done a few more live streams than I normally do, and it feels really nice to me when I see some familiar faces in here. It just kind of feels very reassuring to me. So Bobby, seeing your name and your face, every time I do these, it's really awesome. Lazy Abram as well. It's just great having you guys here, knowing that you guys are still safe. Just being able to connect with a community, I have found to be really, really powerful during this time period. Is there a scheduled time for these? Not really. Just kind of, when I feel inspired to make these videos, these live streams, I'm going to start doing them probably more regularly. I don't want to commit to every day, because if I'm not feeling inspired, like yesterday, I just needed a break. I did this thing called a dopamine detox. So you might have heard of digital detoxes before. It's basically when you abstain from, let me fix the camera. When you abstain from, using digital devices for like a day to kind of reset your system. And I've always wanted to do those, but I never did them. I never like fully committed to them. And I never really understood why until I watched this YouTube video recently where they talked about a dopamine detox. And it really went into I don't even know what the word is, the reason why we are so addicted to our phones, to technology, to Instagram, to Facebook, and all of that. And the reason is because of dopamine. We get these little dopamine hits every time we scroll through Instagram, and it doesn't make it didn't make sense to me at first because I'm like, how is that a dopamine hit? How is just scrolling through Instagram like how is it going to release these chemicals into my brain? But it does. It's been proven to show that it does. All these social media sites, they're designed that way. They're designed to get you kind of almost addicted to them with the dopamine. So this is why it's so hard for us to concentrate on things that are important, like growing our businesses. Why we can't sit down for like even an hour to work on our business, but we can sit down and spend like 2 hours on social media or 2 hours playing a video game and it just flies by. It's because of these dopamine hits. It's because our brain is literally programmed to enjoy those types of activities, and these companies know how to take advantage of that. So the theory in this YouTube video I watched was that, and you could just search for dopamine detox, I'm sure it would come up, but the theory is that you would kind of reset your system. But if you spend a day away from any of these like dopamine inducing activities, so basically like you can't be on your phone all day, even TV. This is why like for me, sometimes I don't even watch Netflix. I just scroll through Netflix. I'm like, why am I doing this? It's the same thing. So I just spent like, I wasn't 100% perfect. Yesterday I spent a little bit of time on my phone, but for the most part, I could actually see the screen time, how much time I spent on my phone yesterday. But compared to normal, it was very, very low. And it was nice. Instead what I did was I have a Kindle, so I just read my Kindle a lot. I went for a long walk with the dog. I think I went on like 2 walks. I played fetch with him, just kind of hung out, and that's all I did. And then at night, everyone else in the house wanted to watch something on Netflix, so I did do that. I wanted to be part of the community. I didn't want to say no because I was doing my dopamine detox, but it felt really nice. And I felt myself reaching for my phone constantly. And I realized that I didn't need to do that. And understanding why I was doing it helped me to not do it. So let me see what I did yesterday. I don't know how to see yesterday in my, I don't know how to see how much I did yesterday. But I know it was much, much less than normal. But yeah, so we watched Netflix last night. We watched the whole series in one night. So yeah, kind of destroys the dopamine detox. But we watched what's it called? The Tiger King. If anyone's watched that, it's really popular right now on Netflix. And yeah, it was a really, really great series. Wild, totally weird. So if anyone hasn't watched it, you should check it out. It's a really, really weird series. Let me know in the chat if you watched it and what your thoughts of it were. I don't want to spoil anything though. Scottsdale, Arizona, what's up? Yeah, so somebody was asking about Walmart and Home Depot. Walmart's struggling to keep up with orders right now, but Home Depot is doing really, really well. It seems to be consistent. Yeah, Bobby's seeing the same thing. We stopped on Walmart items. Home Depot seems to be doing business as usual. Hey y'all, Rich is another one. Super glad that you are here, man. Again, another friendly face, another part of the community. All students of mine, actually. So it's really, really nice seeing you guys, honestly. What's up, Heather? What's up, Todd? Thanks for being here. And Steven as well. I want to go back to drop shipping, but I don't know if right now is a good time, LOL. I'm exempt for Walmart, but not Home Depot. I don't know what to do, LOL. So I think this is an excellent time to do e-commerce. Like I said, there is this shift happening. It's happening rapidly fast. And I think that even when this is over, and I think there will be a time when this is over, things will never quite be the same. I think we'll see more people, they now understand shopping can be done online. I think there's some people out there who weren't doing a lot of shopping online who will now start doing it because they understand how easy it is, how efficient it is, how much safer it is as well. Like I've maybe ordered groceries twice in my life, like had groceries delivered, and now that's all we're doing. And I see how convenient it is. Obviously, I can't do that in the van when traveling around, but if I was in like a sticks and bricks house, I would be doing it more because it is really easy, it's really convenient, really nice thing to do. So I think we're going to see more people shopping online, which is more opportunity for us e-commerce sellers, us drop shippers. So yeah, I think now is an excellent time to do it. You don't have to do Walmart. I teach Home Depot in my course as well. Home Depot is the one that I love. It's been very, very consistent lately. So you can start with Home Depot. Hey, what's up, Dustin? Thanks for being here, and Angela as well. Tucson, Arizona, beautiful place. We were there right before we went into our voluntary social distancing, or our voluntary lockdown that we decided to do. We did voluntary stay at home by moving into a family member's house. That was about 2 weeks ago. Right before that, we were in Tucson. It was beautiful. I wish I was there right now, just because it's a little bit warmer. From want to need. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. I think before, a lot of these things that we're seeing were wants for people, and now it's kind of like a need, right? We're seeing people that wanted to make money online. Now they need to. We see people who wanted to, or maybe thought it was a luxury to order groceries, and now it's a reality for all of us. People who, wanted to learn a new skill, and now they have to learn a new skill. So different things like that. No, absolutely not. I am not closing my eBay store due to this, what's happening, and I don't encourage anyone to do that either. There's a lot of opportunity in the market. Right now, whenever there's something like this happening, there is always an ethical way that you can you make money in a situation like this. And right now, that is us connecting products that customers want on eBay with those products. And we can make them available as dropshippers in a matter of seconds if we find those products. So absolutely not. Take advantage of this time in an ethical way. And yeah, you absolutely should be taking advantage of right now. You should not be closing down your store. You think it's too competitive now with everything going on. I completely disagree. I think there is a huge demand right now. We're seeing a lot of people moving towards shopping online. It's a massive shift, which means that there is a lot of more demand out there right now. Yeah, Workhorse says, my eBay sales are rocking. Yeah. You don't have to repeat a question. You don't have to keep repeating a question. He will see it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not even halfway down the chat right now. So I'm behind on the chat. So yeah, I do answer them as best I can when I get to them. Yay for... Oh, I don't know if I should put that up on there. Well, I guess it's legal. Yeah, I'm in Colorado, so I can put this up there. Yay for weed. I don't really know what the context of that is, but there you go. Oh, because you were commenting on someone whose name is Soma, and you're saying Soma is a great weed strain, weed grower, actually, yay for weed. Yeah, I'm in Colorado right now, so I think I could put that up on the screen, not get in trouble for it. Yeah, so Workhorse says, I have a regular eBay store, not dropshipping. Okay. And our sales are around 30% higher than usual, and we have not been listing new stock, which usually slow sales a lot. Sales are booming. So you might be interested in this because this is really for any eBay seller out there. I do have some news. And again, this is what I was talking about, where I was talking about taking advantage of opportunities out there. So let me just share what's some new eBay news. So eBay recently, so eBay recently extended how long you can have an item that's out of stock. In the past, they used to end it automatically before 90 days. Now they give you 90 consecutive days before they put the item, before they delete the item, or end it rather, if it goes out of stock. So you can actually have listings on eBay that are out of stock. So it can say like, here's a listing, but the stock is 0. After 90 days, they'll wait a full 90 days now before ending that listing. Sorry. Again, okay. Let me take a step back because everything I just said was completely wrong. Okay. Normally you get 90 days. Now you get 180 days. So they normally will end your listings after 90 days. Now they're going to wait 180 consecutive days before ending them automatically. They understand that for some sellers who aren't able to drive to thrift stores, aren't able to drive to garage sales, or for whatever reason, they realize that there might be some stock issues right now. So they are giving us extra time to restock, basically. It's not as much of an issue for us as drop shippers, but it is good news in case our supplier is out of stock. That listing will still remain active. Another really good bit of news is that, last year and this year, eBay has been putting a lot of focus on item specifics. So they really want us as sellers to provide more item specifics for our items. It's been a huge pain because they've done a really terrible job at rolling these out. And they're doing them in waves. So they're basically saying this set of categories, you need to have new item specifics for this set. And then a few months later, they'll say, okay, the next set of categories, you need new item specifics for those ones. They've just done a terrible job at it. Hopefully, they're going to get better at it since they learned from their past mistakes, we would hope. But they've said that they're going to delay the next rollout because they understand that there's still problems with the last one, and they understand that this is just not a time to do something like that. So eBay has really gotten our back right now. They're really kind of working with us. Last week I announced that they are, for the month of April, giving us 50,000 free listings, so no insertion fees. Guys, take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that they're not really penalizing us right now if we fall below standard. They are allowing us to have items that are out of stock longer. We already knew about this. So they're really helping us. You got to take advantage of this, though. They're putting those in place. They want us to use them and take advantage of them. So make sure that you're doing this. During a situation like this, we have to adapt. And you're going to see a lot of things that are adapting to them. And we know people are realizing this. Like right now, the stock market, I mentioned this before, they're not doing that great, obviously. But there's some stocks that are. Like Zoom is a service that, if you're not familiar with Zoom, it allows you to do conferencing. And their stocks went up last time I looked because people realized that, hey, people are now having to work from home. They're going to have to do teleconferencing, right? We are also seeing, like, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a ton of ads now for Grubhub, these food delivery companies. And why am I getting so many? Because Grubhub, they're smart. They see that most companies right now are getting scared. And when people get scared, when companies get scared, they pull back on the amount of money that they're putting out there to promote themselves and to run their businesses. So a lot of companies, they've cut back on advertising. So Grubhub now sees that, wow, Grubhub, their service is perfect during a time like this. And advertising is super cheap right now because no one else wants to pay for it. So they're putting a lot of money into advertising right now. They're getting greedy while other people are getting fearful. So they are adapting. They're being smart about this. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you guys do as well. So let's get back into the chat here. Why don't you come to Cali? We were on our way, Arthur. And then the whole world just kind of fell apart, it seemed like. Yeah, it says, remember all the people that are put at risk by fulfilling everyone's orders right now. Please limit sales to necessities for the good of the nation. You know, this is one of those tricky situations, and I don't know what the right answer is. I don't think there is a right answer. So on the one hand, it's easy to say that what you said is right. Like, everyone should be at home. Everyone should be isolated, so to speak, or doing stay-at-home orders, right, and stopping the spread so we can kind of, get control over this as fast as possible. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people out there that don't get paid time off, that do not even have steady work. They need to go into work to make money. And for those people, we want to keep giving them money somehow. We want to hold them up. Right now, like, I use Grubhub, Postmates, and they're giving discounts, or they're giving free delivery if we order from local restaurants, because they know local restaurants are going to struggle right now. People aren't going to go out to eat, and that's money that's money that those restaurants aren't making. So if I say, you know what, I'm not going to order takeout or delivery, because that exposes, the people at the restaurant have to work together, and then they have to meet with a delivery person, and it's not a good situation for them to be in. It's not good for their health. But then that restaurant might go out of business if no one's paying money into that. There are workers in these warehouses that might not get paid. They might not be getting paid time off. They need that work. They need us to keep buying items so that they can continue to make money. Maybe that signals that there needs to be a bigger change, right? That these people should be getting paid time off. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think there's a good, clear answer here as to this. But I think that this situation is going to force us as a nation, as a world, really, to face these questions and to come up with answers together for them. A lot can be done online, right? A lot of businesses can be done online, but there's some things, like, I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to need a haircut pretty soon. I can't do that virtually. No one can cut my hair virtually. We have clippers. We can do it ourselves. I've done it before. It doesn't look that great. But I prefer a professional to do it. That's something that can't be done online right now. Maybe in the future we could have, like, robotic arms that come out of the computer and that can cut my hair. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking out loud here, but you know what I mean, right? So yeah. Cali is overhyped. That's a broad statement. I'm watching from Toronto, Canada. Buy cryptocurrency. I haven't looked at crypto lately. I think it's down, though. Hello from Oklahoma. Taking advantage of the situation to complete your course and started my dropshipping, says Aaron. So Aaron, welcome to the course. Haven't been to Oklahoma yet. That documentary series I watched last night took place in Oklahoma. I believe it did. So, yeah, crazy show I watched last night. What's up, Jose? Iron Ryan says, the benefit has allowed more time to list and build a listing routine. Boom. Arthur B, I did 10,000 in sales with Paul's course. Next month goal is to hit 50K if eBay gives me enough limit. So congratulations, Arthur. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Scale at a steady rate. And these are times to take advantage of the sales because they're coming in hot. Spend more. The one says, Vegas, she's not optimistic Vegas will ever be the same, but she agrees. It's a good time to spend time with loved ones. Let's see. I spend 6 to 7 hours a day in my phone, LOL. Juan, you got to try the dopamine detox. Just realize that they're tricking you. Like these companies, they design these algorithms to manipulate you to keep scrolling. And when you realize that, I can only speak for myself. When I realized that, I actually now have a folder on my phone called Dopamine. and it's just full of what's it full of? It has Instagram, it has my email, it has Facebook, it has YouTube, anything that I think triggers like those dopamine hits. It's all in there. So that way when I go to do it, I'm like, wait, do I really need to be checking this right now, or is this because I'm looking for like a little dopamine hit? And then I usually even putting it down, at least for now. Love this message, says Steve in the house. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Hope you're safe in Miami. Oh, Tiger King, LOL, yeah. Haven't seen Ozark yet. I love the actor whose name I'm blanking on, from Arrested Development. So I got it. That's the same one, right? That's Ozark. Never give up. All right, Stacy says, just joined your Amazon course, and so far it's excellent. Looking forward to seeing success. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Stacy. I buy everything online. I think everyone is doing the same thing right now too. I just started and was using Walmart per what you said. I'm diving right in. New York to Florida to Colorado. What a culture shock. I think the biggest culture shock was New Orleans was very different. So Florida is a lot different than New York, but there's a lot of New Yorkers there. So it wasn't that weird. New Orleans was very different. That was strange for us. Just in terms of like the architecture was different, kind of the atmosphere was different. Parts of Texas were definitely a lot different than New York. You know, the first time I went into a Cabela's, that was a bit of a culture shock. I'm not making any sort of political statements here. It was just weird to see so many guns. You do not see that in New York. They don't sell guns like anywhere in New York. They do in Florida, but not as much as they do in Texas. So that was a culture shock. Hi, Paul. Did you ever share the van setup? Yeah. If you search for Paul J. Lipsky and van life, I made, I think, like 2 videos on this channel about my van setup and living in a van. Otherwise, everything else is on our other channel, which is more like a vlog channel, which kind of documents our van life adventure. Although we're behind because we haven't updated it since everything that's happened. We have a video. We recorded a bunch of video for it and just never made it. So we're a little behind, but there are some great videos on there if you want to check it out. When you're going to come to Atlanta, when the world lets me. Yeah. How do I get a listing limit increase if eBay's not answering the phone? Yeah, eBay's not answering the phone right now, Lawrence. So the hope is that eBay will get back to normal soon. We got to just wait things out. We got to be patient with this. It's not their fault. Kind of just got to wait to see when they get a system in place where either their workforce can work at home or the people can come back into the office there to start working. Otherwise, sometimes you automatically get a limit increase. There's it triggers something in the system and they'll actually do it for you automatically. So that's kind of what you're hoping for at this point until eBay, their customer service phone number, opens back up. We do got to be patient with them with those regards. All right, how to return a product from a person that has the virus and they don't have permission to leave a house. So they're going to have to get UPS or FedEx to pick up the item. That's what you're going to have to do. If that doesn't work, you got to contact the supplier, and you got to provide the outstanding customer service here as the middleman, as the drop shipper. So you can go in, talk to the supplier, and say hey, we can't return this right now because this is a situation. Kind of see what they say. Yeah, there are a lot of companies. I wouldn't be surprised if they extend return periods. I haven't actually looked into that. That might be the case. I would not be surprised if that happens. I know, like, this isn't quite the same thing, but we bought like Disney World tickets. We got 3-day pass. As Florida residents, we can use them any days we want. So we used 2 days, and we plan to go back at some point to use the third before it expired. But now it's going to expire, even though we haven't used it because Disney World's closed. So we're not going to be able to use it. But Disney World has said they would extend that pass so we can use it later in the year. Not quite the same thing, but companies are thinking about things like this. They do want to stay in business. They do want customer loyalty, the good ones. So I think they would understand. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. It's scary. You kind of got to ask, what's more important, money or health, or and it's a balancing act, right? You got to have like a risk analysis here. Like every day we get in a car, that's a risk, and these people have to put themselves potentially the risk of exposure by going into these warehouses. But if they don't get money. So it's terrible that they have to make that choice. I think that's kind of what I'm concluding here. The fact that they have to make that choice, I think, is just terrible. But if that's their only option, they need it in order to keep making money. I don't know. It's bad. I think I read, I don't know if it's still happening, but Instacart, which is one of those grocery delivery businesses, they are going to go on strike tomorrow because they're saying that they're being exposed to unsafe work conditions at this point, and they're not getting paid enough. I don't know exactly how much Instacart workers get paid, but I know we can tip them, and we only have to tip them 5%. I mean, we've been tipping more than that, a lot more than that lately, because they are providing an outstanding service right now. They are putting themselves at risk so we don't have to. It kind of feels a little bit, quite frankly, it feels like almost like elitist that we are putting them at risk so we don't have to be put at risk. But at the same time, again, these people, a lot of them, they wouldn't be making money right now unless people were ordering groceries. And I think it's pretty terrible if you're ordering groceries during this time period and you're only tipping 5%. In my opinion, we've been tipping a lot more than that because we think that's the fair thing to do right now. But I understand why they would go on strike right now to kind of hopefully get better working conditions. I don't know what that means or how they would be able to do that, or at least be able to get higher pay under the circumstances, right? Let's see. Royal Calvin says, "Hey Paul, I'd like to invite you to my office headquarters someday so we can discuss business. You're a cool bro." Yeah, man, where are you located? After this, I'll be driving all around the country. All right, Steven says, I am loving the course so far. Going to finish it today. Watch half of it after my 12-hour shift. Man, wow. No time to waste. I spent the money to learn from the best. Good info. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate it, man. Oh, okay. eBay extended the time buyers have to have to ship returns. I didn't see that. So thanks, Mike. Surprised I didn't see that because maybe I'm just all over the seller forums and not really the buyer forums. Can you see this live chat? Yes, I can, James. I'm watching you. I am watching you. All right, guys. So that's what I have today. I know this wasn't really totally about drop shipping, but I felt inspired. I've been thinking about these things and just kind of want to put them out there. Maybe it touches one of you guys. Maybe it causes you guys to start thinking about things a little bit differently. I don't know. If at the very least it's going to be here for me a year from now, I can look back and see like, wow, those are wild times. And I'm just trying to be here for you guys as well. Put some regularity into our lives during these weird times. So I appreciate all you guys coming, hanging out with me. You guys are really like my friends, a lot of you guys. So it really means a lot to me being able to see you, so to speak, and hang out with you. Here's Ed back here. So Ed, thanks for being here as well, for coming back. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions about what's going on, leave your question in the comment section of any of my videos, and I'll answer them during my next live video that I make. I almost always go live on Tuesday nights, but I'll probably be going live more often during this social isolation period so that we all don't feel as isolated. So if you guys got any value out of this, any sort of entertainment, would appreciate if you gave the video a thumbs up. But more importantly, guys, just be safe. Take care of yourselves, connect with your loved ones, and hope to see you guys safe and well at the next video. Bye for now.